Hello, welcome to the Summer 2021 Summer Library theme. Bella, Choco, and I are so excited to be here, a part of your library. So here's our program, Tales and Tales. When we gather together, gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together, gather together today. Well, that is your part in this song, and I hope that you will join me. I'll sing it one more time so you'll be able to hear how it goes. When we gather together, gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together, gather together today. It's not too difficult. There's only 4 lines in this song, and 2 of the lines are exactly the same. So really, you only have to learn 3 lines. Let me do them for you one more time. When we gather together, gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together, gather together today. Catch 'em? I bet you got most of them. Let's do them one line at a time. I'll say a line, and you repeat it after me. Here's the first line. When we gather together. You say it. Excellent. Second line. Gather together to sing and to play. Great. Now the third line is just like the first line. When we gather together. Try it. Great. And the last line, gather together today. Try it. I think you just about got it. Let's try it one line at a time, and I'll sing it, and you sing it after me. Here's the first line. When we gather together. You try it. Second line. Gather together to sing and to play. You try it. Great. Third line, remember, it's just like the first line. I'll sing it first. When we gather together. You try it. Last line. Gather together today. You try it. I think you're getting pretty close. Let's try it one line at a time, and you sing it with me this time. I'll go kind of slow. Here's the first line. When we gather together, gather together to sing and to play. Third line. When we gather together, gather together today. I think you're almost there. Let's try it one last time. Here we go. When we gather. When we gather together, gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together, gather together today. I think you're going to do just fine, because you see, in just a moment, you're going to have to sing that all by yourself. Well, except with everybody else who's singing with you, just not Mr. Aaron. So, now, I know that you guys know that the summer library theme is called Tales and Tales. Well, they're spelled differently, you see. The first one is tales like a story. And the second tales is like the tail on a dog, which we're going to talk about in just a second when Bella and Choco get into the picture here in just a second. But this first song is a story. It's a tale. It's a tale about this particular song. You see, my wife and I wrote that song for Special Olympics several years ago. And one day I was driving down the road on my way to a library. I was driving down the road. Bella and Choco were not with me on this particular ride. And the windows were rolled down. It was a beautiful morning. The sun was coming up. I was all by myself, and I was singing, when we gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together today. I was having a great time, all by myself, singing that song. And then all of a sudden, another song jumped in the car and started singing at the same time that I was singing. Jumped right into the passenger seat, jumped in the window, and started singing. And I looked at that song and I said, hey, where did you come from? And how did you get in my car? And the song said, don't you remember me? And I looked at that song and I said, no, I don't remember you. And how did you get in my car? And the song said, no, listen very carefully, because maybe you'll remember me. And that song started singing this. It's a gift to be simple. It's a gift to be free. It's a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. And I looked at that song and I said, oh yeah, I remember you. 3rd grade, Maud Bishop Elementary School in Topeka, Kansas. Miss Phillippe's class. And the song said, yep, that's where we first met. And I said, well, it's been a long time since we shared a song together. And the song said, yeah. And so all the rest of the way to that program that morning, I was singing my song, when we gather together to sing and to play. And my buddy was singing, it's a gift to be simple, it's a gift to be free, it's a gift to come down where we ought to be. All the way to that library that morning. It was great. And when we got to the library, I was thinking to myself, self, wouldn't it be really cool if you and your buddy from 3rd grade in Miss Phillippe's class went in and sang 2 songs at the same time, 2 completely different songs? And I'm thinking to myself, that would be really cool. And so as we were getting out of the car, getting ready to go into the library, I turned to my song and I said, hey, would you? And the song was walking down the road, going the other direction. And I said, hey, where are you going? We got work to do. You and I, we need to sing these 2 songs at the same time for the students inside the library. And the song said, no, I got to go find the rest of your buddies from Miss Phillippe's class because I got to remind them of this song. It's really important now. And I said, but how are we going to sing 2 songs at the same time if you're not with me? And the song said, I got an idea. The song said, why don't you teach everybody in your program, when we gather together, and then you could sing that song you learned in 3rd grade, and you could sing it at the same time. And I said, I don't know. I don't know if all those students and all my friends at the concert would be able to sing it. And the last thing that the song said to me before it turned and went down the road was, trust me, they will get it. I said, okay. So here's the deal. You've got to be able to sing your part, the when we gather, while I sing the song I learned in Miss Phillippe's class. So let's practice your part one more time, and then we'll try it together. All right, here's your part, when we gather. 1, 2, ready, go. When we gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together today. I think you got it. Okay, you got to sing it all by yourself because I'm going to sing that simple gift song. All right? You got it in your brain? 5, 6, ready, go. Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. How'd you do? Did you get it? Did we sing 2 songs at the same time? I'll bet we did. So let's sing When We Gather one last time. You and I and all of our friends. Here we go.
When we gather together, gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together, gather together today.
Great singing. Thank you very much. Oh, I hope you got those two songs going at the same time. Well, I've got another song that I'd like to teach you some sign language to at the beginning. And there's really only 2 signs that you have to know. Here's the first one. Yeah, it's the sign language for the word friends. So take your 2 friends and you give them a hug. Boom. Friends. And then if you want, you can turn them around and go, friends. Try it with me. Ready, go. Friends, friends. Perfect. You do it. Ready, go. That's it. That's half the song. You know half the song. Here's the next one. This is the letter G. Can you make the letter G? If you make 2 letter G's, put it by your chin, and you're going to make a circle, and you're going to make that circle, and then you're going to bring them together out in front of your chin. Try it. Gather in a circle. Try it with me. Get your G's up. Here we go. Gather in a circle. That's the whole song. So it goes like this. Friends, friends, let's gather in a circle. Let's gather in a circle with our friends. Try it again. Friends, friends, let's gather in a circle. Let's gather in a circle with our friends. You try it. Ready, go. Friends, friends, let's gather in a circle. Let's gather in a circle with our friends. Friends, friends, let's gather in a circle. Let's gather in a circle with our friends. Great job. Now, you see, this is a beat-keeping song. And so there are lots of ways that we could keep the beat while we sing our friends song. I'm thinking maybe the first thing we could do is tap our heads. Could you try that? Tap your head. Tap, 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 tap. Excellent. So it goes like this. Friends, friends, let's tap our heads together. Let's tap our heads together with our friends. Friends, friends, let's tap our heads together. Let's tap our heads together with our friends. You try it. Can you sing it with me? And do the sign language at the same time? Let's try it. Friends, friends, let's tap our heads together. Let's tap our heads together with our friends. Friends, friends, let's tap our heads together. Let's tap our heads together with our friends. Now, I was just thinking in my head just now. You see, I've been out to your town before, and I worked with some of the preschool students at the Head Start. I think it was a Head Start, and I taught them the song. So I don't know if any of you who are watching remember Mr. Ehring being in your class a couple years ago. We did this song. I was just thinking that in my head, and you guys know how this works, right? So we not only could we keep the beat here, what if we clap our hands? Could you try that with me? And do the friends, friends, clap our hands together? Let's try it. Friends, friends, let's clap our hands together. Let's clap our hands together with our friends. Excellent. Friends, friends, let's clap our hands together. Let's clap our hands together with our friends. Excellent. I'll bet you could think of something that you could keep the beat with. Now, unfortunately, I'm not there with you to hear, but I wonder if you could think about where else could you keep the beat. You might be able to keep it on your chin or in your eyes. You might be able to keep it down in your toes. You might even be able to jump up and down. There are all kinds of, tap your shoulders, tap your elbows, wiggle your tail. Oh yeah, there are all kinds of ways we can keep the beat. I'm wondering if we might let's jump up and down together. So you got to stand up wherever you are. So stand up and let's jump up and down. Are you ready? Start with your friends. Here we go. Friends, friends, let's jump up and down. Let's jump up and down with our friends. Friends, friends, let's jump up and down. Let's jump up and down with our friends. Let's do one more. If you're standing up, let's do this. Friends, friends, sit down all together. Sit down all together with our friends. Friends, friends, sit down all together. Sit down all together with our friends. Excellent job. Great job keeping the beat. Wherever you were keeping the beat, that's mighty fine. Well, let me tell you a song. Not tell you a song, but let's sing a song together. And this song is actually a song about an animal that has a tail. It's a song about an animal that has a tail. Now, this animal, when it is first born, has a tail. But as it grows up, it loses its tail. I wonder if you know what animal that might be that loses its tail when it grows up. Can you tell me? Can you say it out loud? What is that animal? Exactly, it's a frog. A frog, when it is first born, has a tail. And what do we call a frog when it is just an adolescent or a little frog? What do we call it? That's right, we call it a tadpole. And a tadpole has a tail, but it grows up and it loses its tail. I wonder if you could help me sing this song about 5 green and speckled frogs. You might know it. First of all, you have to get a speckled log, and then you have to put 5 frogs on top of the speckled logs. It goes like this. 5 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating a most delicious bug. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 4 green speckled frogs. You know that song? Could you do it with me this time? Let's start back at 5 and let's go all the way down to 0. Could you try it with me? Get your speckled log up. Get your 5 speckled frogs up. Here we go. 5 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating a most delicious bug. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 4 green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. 4 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating a most delicious bug. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 3 green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. 3 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating a most delicious bug. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 2 green speckled frogs. Help me sing it. 2 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating a most delicious bug. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there was 1 green speckled frog. Glub, glub. 1 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating a most delicious bug. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are no green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. And there is a song about an animal with a tail. Oh, give yourselves a clap. Excellent job, excellent job. Well, I've got another song that has a story behind it. It has a tail behind it. Not a tadpole tail, but a tale as in a story. You see, this is a story about a young boy named Peter. And Peter loved one particular thing that he did every day. You see, Peter loved to walk up and down his street, from one end of his street to the other end of his street. Every day he would walk up and down. He would walk from one end to the other, and he would wave at all of his friends and say, "Good morning." He would get to the end of the block, he'd turn around, he'd walk back, and he'd say, "Good morning, good morning, Mr. Jones. Good morning, Miss Smith. Hello, Teresa. Oh, hello, Robert. Hey, Whitney, how are you doing?" All day, up and down and up and down. And he would get home at the end of the day, and he would eat his supper. He would go brush his teeth to get ready for bed. He would walk into his bedroom. He would sit on the edge of his bed. He would take off his shoes, set them right by the bed, and go to sleep. And then in the morning, he would wake up. He would slide his feet outside the bed. He would put on his shoes, and he would go down to breakfast. As he was sitting there eating his oatmeal in the morning, he would be thinking about walking up and down his block. So he got done with his breakfast and he went outside and he started walking up and down his street. He would say, "Hello, Mr. Jones. Hello, Mrs. Smith. Hi. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Robert. How you doing?" Up and down, all back and forth, all day long. Well, at the end of the day, he would go home and he would eat his supper, and then he would get ready for bed. He would brush his teeth. He would sit on the side of his bed. He would take off his shoes and set them right beside his bed, and then he would go to sleep. Well, one morning, Peter woke up. He slid his feet outside his bed, sat down, reached down to pick up his shoes, and they were gone. And Peter hollered at his mom, "Mom, where are my shoes?" And Peter's mom said, "I don't know. Did you look under your bed?" And Peter said, "No, not under my bed." Peter's mom said, "Did you look in the closet?" "No, they're not in my closet." Peter's mom said, "Well, you better hurry up and get down here because it is getting late and it's time for you to eat your breakfast." So Peter went down to get himself some breakfast. He ate his oatmeal, but he wasn't very happy because he didn't have any shoes on. But Peter knew that he had to walk up and down and say hello to all of his friends because they wouldn't know what to do if he wasn't there. Well, so Peter went outside and he started walking up and down his street. He walked to the end of one block, saying hi to his friends. "Hello, Mr. Jones. Hello, Mrs. Smith. Hello, Teresa." And Peter got to the end of the block at the other end, and he looked down, and you know what he found? His shoes. And he sat down and he put on his shoes and he said, "I got to go tell my mom." So he ran back to his house. He said, "Mom, you'll never guess what I found at the end of the block." His mom said, "What did you find?" Peter said, "I found my shoes." His mom said, "Peter, what were your shoes doing at the end of the block?" And Peter thought for a moment and he said, "Well, you see, Mom, yesterday I was walking up and down the street saying hi to all of the neighbors, and a boat came by, and I took off my shoes and I set them on the sidewalk and I got into the boat." And his mom said, "Peter, how could that be? There are no streams, there are no oceans, there's no water by our house, and there certainly could not be a boat." And Peter said, "Well, Mom, it actually happened like this." And then Peter started singing the song.
Floating along in a boat built for one, sun in the sky, I was having such fun. The river was lazy, it was winding and long. Me and that river, we were singing this song.
And then Peter started singing.
La 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 la, la dee dee da, la 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 la. I was singing this song. La 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 la, la dee dee da, la 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 la. I was singing this song. There on the shore was a friend that I know. Jump in with me and come help me row. Now there were two and they were rowing along. Me and my friend, we were were singing this song. Help me sing. La 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 la, la dee dee da. La 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 la, we were singing this song. La 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 la, la dee dee da. La 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 la, we were singing this song. Why look up ahead, more friends I do see, climbing with me and we'll sail to the sea. Our boat it is growing and our boat it is strong. All of these friends, they were singing this song. Help me sing it. La 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 la, la dee dee da. La 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 la, they were singing this song. La 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 la, la dee dee da. La 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 la, they were singing this song. Why black, brown, and yellow, white and red, there's enough in this world for all to be fed. All of us different, unique and strong, a rainbow family singing this song. La 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 la, la dee dee da. La 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 la, they were singing this song. La 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 la, la dee dee da. La 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 la, they were singing this song.
Peter's mom said, Peter, I just don't know how that could be. How could that really happen? And Peter said to his mom,
now you might wonder how we'd all fit. Well, I wondered that too, I have to admit. But the whole world is welcome, 'cause we all belong in this boat built for many. We're all singing the song. Help me. La 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 la, la dee dee da. La 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 la, we're all singing this song. La 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 la, la dee dee da. La 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 la, we're all singing this song.
that is a story, a tale about the boat. The end. Well, thank you for singing with me. I love that little tale about the boat. Well, I think it's time to talk about my friends Bella and Choco and their tales. I'm really sad that we're not together and you can't see Bella and Choco in person, but you know what? They're right here with me in my studio. And so I want to introduce you to my two friends Bella and Choco. Let me take this camera off here. We'll see if this works very well because both of them are right here. Let's see if we can do this. You see, here is Mr. Chocolate. Mr. Choki, say good morning. Hello. Hi. And here is Miss Bella. Miss Bella is sleeping underneath my desk. Yes, there's Miss Bella and Mr. Chocolate. There he is. Well, Bella and Choco are my two friends. They are two classroom therapy dogs. Bella is 6 years old and Choco is 2.5 years old. And I got Miss Bella and Choco when they were just puppies, and I got to train them to work with me in schools and libraries and hospice centers around the country. We have a great time going. I know that sometime soon we are going to be able to come to your library and we're going to be able to hang out with you guys, and you guys will get some Bella and Choco love time, because that's their favorite thing to do, is to hang out with kids and give them lots of good kisses. I don't know if you like dog kisses or not, but they give the very best dog kisses. And you know what? They love hearing stories. They love hearing tales that the students tell them. Now, they've never told me any of the tales that everybody tells them, but they're really good at listening, and that's the best part of them. Well, I have something that I would like to show you, because I've been thinking about my two friends Bella and Choco and all the adventures that they go on, and they go on a lot of adventures. And so last year I wrote a book about the adventures of Bella and Choco. My friend Peter, he is an artist, And he is an incredible artist. And so I asked Peter if he would illustrate my book, and he said he would. And so I said, Peter, it's about the adventures of Bella and Choco. And so Peter painted this picture of Bella and Choco. Exactly. And this became the cover of the book. Now I have to tell you, Peter, he just uses a piece of wood, some masonite, and then he paints on the wood. And over here is where he makes sure he gets all the colors right. Now you see, Peter just uses watercolors, just like the same watercolors that you might use in school, right? So he dips his brush in and he makes the perfect color over here, and then he starts to paint the picture. And he has a little line. You can't really see it, but there's a line right here, and there's a line over here. And that's the size of the book. So the fold goes right here, and here's one page, and here's the other page. And so that becomes the painting. And then when we are ready to make it into, we cut it off. We cut off the extra on both sides. We cut the top off and we cut the bottom off. And then this becomes one of the pages in our book. So let me grab the book, because I would love to read for you this first book about the adventures of Bella and Choco. And here becomes the book. Right. You see, it's just like the painting. Well, almost like the painting, because if you remember, here's the painting and here's the book. Now there's one small problem, and that is the dogs were backwards, because it's the adventures of Bella, who's the white dog, and Choco, who's the chocolate dog. Well, my friend Lee helped design the inside of the book. He took Peter's paintings and he took my words and he made them into the book. And Lee said, well, I'll just switch them. And so he did that. He switched them and he put the words up here, the adventures of Bella and Choco being unique. And that's the story, being unique, by Aaron Fowler. That's me and my friend Peter. Well, here is the title page, being unique. Well, let's read this tale about two dogs, Bella and Choco. Remember that one? Best friends Bella and Choco sat on a blanket in the park. Bella looked at the kids swinging on the playground, and Choco watched the ducks swimming in the pond. Bella looked at Choco. What do you want to be when you grow up? Choco turned to Bella. I want to be just like you. You can't be just like me. You have to be you. What do you want to be? Asked Bella. Choco closed his eyes to think. I know, he said. I want to be me, being just like you. You are smart and you tell the best stories. I know you like me and you want to be like me, said Bella, but that just can't be. Why? Asked Choco. Because if you were me, then there would be no you. And if there was no you, who would come to the park with me? Who would be my adventure partner? I don't know, said Choco. I just want to be like you. I like everything about you. I know there are lots of things you like, said Bella. We have lots of things in common. We both love the park on a sunny afternoon. And playing with our friends, said Choco. That's right, said Bella. There are ways we are the same, but there are things that make us unique. Wait, said Choco. What does unique mean? Those are the things that make us different and special. One of a kind, said Bella. You like to run and play ball in the sun, said Bella. And you like to read your book on a blanket, said Choco. We both take long walks in the woods, but you walk slow and I run fast, said Choco. I think I understand now. When we play with balls, you want to play fetch and bring them back, said Choco. And you just want to chew on them, laughed Bella. I learn a lot from you, Bella, said Choco. And I learn a lot from you too, Choco, said Bella. You have a lot to teach me, Choco. And Bella licked him. I think we should stick together. I do too, said Choco. That's what makes us great friends. The end. And there's our two buddies, Bella and Choco, sitting on the back. Well, that's the story of Bella and Choco. It's the first book in the series, The Adventures of Bella and Choco. There are lots of things that Bella and Choco had to learn in order to be classroom therapy dogs. You see, Bella's been doing it for about 4 years now, and Choco, this is his first year to do that. He worked in the school where I'm a principal, and he got to see the kids every day. He got to come and hang out with the kids, and he had to learn stuff like Miss Bella had to learn. Like he had to learn to sit, and he had to learn to lay down, and he had to learn to wait, which is a really hard thing to learn for dogs and for kids. Waiting is the hardest thing. And they both had to learn when I blow the whistle, wherever they are on their adventure, they come running as fast as they can. So they got to be able to hear that whistle. And, oh yeah, they have to learn to leave it. Because if we're in a school or maybe a hospital visiting friends and there's something on the ground that they cannot eat, like maybe medicine or a pill or something, I have to be able to say, leave it. And they have to make sure that they don't eat it. So there's lots of things they have to learn. They had to learn how to ride elevators because you know what? Riding an elevator for a dog sometimes can be scary. When you walk across that door and that wind is coming up, it's kind of scary. But they had to learn how to do that. They had to learn how to ride escalators up and down. They had to learn to wait when I open up the big door on the back of my Jeep before they could jump out. So they had to learn a whole bunch of stuff, just like all the things that you guys have to learn when you're at school. And now that they've learned all that stuff, they have a little badge, a little certificate that says they are a Therapy Dog International graduate. And they also had to do what's called a professional certification because we go into a lot of schools and there's some stuff they had to learn to make sure when they go into schools. So Bella and Choco are two really smart dogs who love to go on adventures. And I really hope that sometime we will be able to come to your library or maybe to one of your schools out in Colorado Springs and be able to come and hang out together. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be fun. Well, I've got another song about a dog with a tail. It goes like this. Maybe you know this.
How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale.
Now there's a part for you in this song because you have to make the sound of the dog that goes woof woof. I'll bet you can help me do that. How about let's try it.
How much is that doggy in the window? Woof woof. The one with the waggly tail. Woof woof. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale. I must make a trip to California and leave my poor sweetheart alone. If they had a dog, they won't be lonesome, and the doggy would have a good home. Woof, woof. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. Woof, woof. How much is that doggy in the window? Woof, woof. I do hope that dog is for sale. Well, I read in the paper there were robbers with flashlights that shine in the dark. My love needs a dog to protect them and scare them away with two barks. Woof, woof. How much is that doggy in the window? Woof, woof. The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? Woof, woof. I do hope that dog is for sale. I don't want a kitten or a bunny. I don't want a parrot that talks. I don't want a pair of friendly goldfish, because you can't take those fish for a walk. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale. Sing it with me one more time. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale.
Oh, good job. Give yourselves a clap. Great singing. Excellent job. Well, I know that you guys have been learning lots about your library, and you learn it at the library, but I know you also learn it at school. And I know that you guys know that this is the front of the book, and this is the back of the book, and I know that you know that this part is the spine of the book. Those are all really important things that you learn about a book. But I also know that you know three other things, well, at least three other things, and that is that in every book, it has a title on the front page, and sometimes the title is also on the spine. So it has a title, and it also has the name of the person who wrote the book, the words inside the book, and we call that person the author, right? And sometimes, if it's a book like The Adventures of Bella and Choco, there's also an illustrator, like my friend Peter Madere. So Peter is the illustrator, and I am the author, and these are the title of the book. And the last thing I know you know is that inside every book, there are characters. Those are the people or the animals or the things that talk, that tell the story that's inside the book. And the two characters in my book would be Bella and Chocolate. Yeah. So I have a song that has those three things in it. It has book titles, it has authors, and it has characters. Now, I'm going to see if you know some book titles and some authors and some characters, because every time you hear me say a book title, I want you to touch the top of your head. Yeah. And every time you hear an author's name, I want you to do this. Yeah, touch your head. And the last one, when you hear characters in a book, yeah, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to touch the top of your head. So that way, I'll know if you have been spending some time in the books. Book titles, authors, characters. You think you can do it? I'll bet you can. So, and there's going to be a part in this song for you to sing too, by the way, because there's a song in there's a part in every Aaron's Fowler song that has a place for you to sing. It goes like this. The days grow short this time of year in our part of the hemisphere. It's book fair time, so give a cheer. Grab a book, I'm glad you're here. Well, I spy more great books. Come on in and take a look. Sit right down, you will agree. Bunches of books for you and me. Did you get that first one? The I Spy? Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's your part in the song. I'll do it one more time. Well, I spy more great books. Come on in and take a look. Sit right down, you will agree. Bunches of books for you and me. Alright, here you go. You ready? Over in the first case, you will find lots of books by R.L. Stein. The Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, Captain Underpants, and the Rugrats too. Are you looking for a book to buy tonight so you can stay up late with your old flashlight? So many books, how do you choose? Take any one you cannot lose. Help me sing I Spy. I spy more great books. Come on in and take a look. Sit right down, you will agree. Bunches of books for you and me. There's a croc named Lyle and Mother Goose. There's a girl named Grace and Dr. Seuss. Scan the shelves, find the one, read it till you're completely done. There's an array of books for every age, lots of characters on every page. Take one home, find the time, read it to your kid at her bedtime. Help me sing I Spy. I spy more great books. Come on in and take a look. Sit right down, you will agree. Bunches of books for you and me. Oh, the big bad wolf, the three little pigs celebrate reading with a fiddle and a jig as they dance and sing without any cares. Along come their friend the Berenstain Bears, and together they read and they read some more. They're telling funny stories and laughing on the floor. There's Clifford the dog, little critter too, making music on a didgeridoo. Help me sing I Spy. I spy more great books. Come on in and take a look. Sit right down, you will agree. Bunches of books for you and me. Oh, the magic school bus is on a trip, guided by her microchip. All these books, you will agree, can help us learn about history. Well, there's books about sports and science too. Biographies tell us who is who. A picture book for the little ones. I tell you, books are so much fun. Well, I spy more great books. Come on in and take a look. Sit right down, you will agree. Bunches of books for you and me. Well, I spy more great books. Come on in and take a look. Sit right down, you will agree. Reading is fun, I guarantee. Did you get all of those book titles? Yeah? And authors and characters? I bet you did, because I bet you pay attention when you go to the library. Excellent. Well, we've got time for one more song here today. And this is one that I wrote after reading one of my favorite authors, whose name is Dr. Seuss. Yeah. Because Dr. Seuss has a book that goes like this. Starts out this way. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away.
All the places you will go, and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be.
Oh, the places you will go and see. That's your part. I'll do it one more time.
All the places you will go, and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. All the places you will go and see. Jump out of your bed at 8:30. You gotta get to school now, you can't be late. With brains in your head and feet in your shoes, steer a course any way you choose. All the places you will go, and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. All the places you will go and see. All seems right, you might hit a bump, find yourself in a terrible slump. But remember the brains up in your head, what your teachers and your parents always said.
You know what they always say.
All the places you will go, and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. All the places you will go and see. Sometimes the road is a little bit scary. You don't know where to turn, you're a little bit wary. To the left or to the right, which way to turn? Remember all the things that you have learned.
Help me sing it.
All the places you will go, and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. All the places you will go and see. All the places you will go, and the places you will see. Open your eyes and just believe. The places you will go and see.
Last time, help me sing.
All the places you will go, and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. All the places you will go and see. It's 98% guaranteed. All the places you will go and see.
Oh, great singing. One of my favorite authors. That's right, Mr. Dr. Seuss. Well, our time is all up for today. But I thought maybe we could end the same way that we started, with our friends. Could you try it? Friends, friends, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Friends, friends, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Can you do that with me? Let's try it. Get your friends up. Here we go. Friends, friends, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Friends, friends, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Excellent. Thank you, my friends, for joining me today. Miss Bella and Mr. Choco and I hope that we can come to your library in person really soon, or to one of your schools. All right, have a great summer. Take care.